it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right. Happy Festivus. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Kiss my ass. Kiss your ass. It's good to be here with all you fine Buckeye fans. I'm sorry, all you lunatics. I thought you were all fine fans for the longest time. I guess we're all just a bunch of lunatics, though. I'm Timmy Hall. Thank you for the lead-in. Cole back there. Coley B. Good to see you, buddy. Leading in from the Sports Center update. I don't know what I did to deserve that honor, but we have got some things to talk about from the weekend, do we not? First and foremost, I don't remember the last time we had that kind of success wrapped up into one weekend. And then, like, everyone, I don't know who your NFL teams are and what would have sealed the deal, or if you got another college team that you'd pull for, but the fact that we went from that Buckeye basketball victory over Kentucky. And I love hitting that right out of the gates because we've talked a ton of Ohio State, Tennessee to this point, and I feel like that basketball game will forever be overshadowed a little bit, but it's a big part of that story, part of kicking the SEC's ass on Saturday that was so great and so unexpected to come from where they were, getting just housed by Maryland and Auburn the last two times they were away from the Schottenstein Center. I did not really have expectations for them. I'll tell you what the expectation was. It was don't get embarrassed. It was actually get back to being a competitive basketball team against someone who we could all agree is just flat out better than you. Now I don't really know what to think about this squad, but that actually is a good thing because I'm referring to that in a positive manner. They're 8-4. They got an Indiana State game that I think would be a lot of fun for everybody to pop into, to go and, take a trip out there to the Shot. Nice little noon tip-off on Sunday. You will have been doing a lot of holidaying. That's a lot of hanging out. Let me tell you, by the time you get to Sunday at noon, you are going to be begging to go watch a basketball game. So that could be the thing for you, but 30 points. It was weird too. It was really a strange day. I want to tell you about my day leading up to the big show between Ohio State and Tennessee. So what I do for all of the Ohio State home games, and I wasn't quite sure that it was going to look exactly like this because it's the college football playoff, and I didn't know if our tailgate setups, if those contracts, if those deals were going to be exactly the same for this one. And I'll tell you how some of it was different, even though I was doing the same thing. We have our Ozone tailgate on Lane, which that has been fun for years now, where I do stage announcements up there while our band, shout out to them, the fabulous Johnson Brothers, how hard it must be to get up there and play your instruments when it's like 15 degrees and it was cold and the wind chill was down there. For anybody that was out on campus, you know that it was. So I was out there and I did the stage announcements, and I showed up about 2:30 or 3, almost at the time where Matty Ice and Dane Sanzenbacher got on the air, in the little container that's right there on Lane. For people that have walked by, that's where we're broadcasting. And it just felt strange from the get-go. It felt like it was truly going to be Tennessee Vol fans all over the place. I was worried when I was on campus that it might be a 50-50 split, or maybe a 60-40 split, Buckeyes to Tennessee fans. With it being a night game, I had the expectation that once noon rolled on, fans were going to be out in full force because it had been 6 straight noon games. You were clamoring for that kind of atmosphere, that kind of buzz. There was all this talk about the code getting out on Ticketmaster and how many Tennessee fans are going to be coming up to invade your stadium. And you were going to want to show out in full force, maybe even a lot of Buckeye fans that weren't going to the football game. But where I was, and again, I wasn't all over the place. I was kind of in a very select area right there on Lane. But right next to our tailgate, there was one where clearly the Tennessee fans did take over. They must have got on social media and said, hey, we're meeting here, because it was all them. Like Rocky Top was just blaring over and over, and they were singing it, Rocky Top, Tennessee. It was just on and on and on. It was in my head like the riff from Boomer Sooner. Every time Oklahoma would make a tackle, every time Oklahoma would complete a pass or make a first down or just have a down go by, it was it just lived in your mind. So Tennessee fans were there, and I thought that was incredibly unique, and it was a strange vibe up there on campus that early, because I just expected by 2:30, 3 o'clock, everybody was going to be showing out. And then at our thing, you had the Barstool Sports guys have a gigantic stage set up, like in our tailgate. And you had Portnoy and Big Cat and the whole crew. And obviously, you know what Portnoy is going to do with his Michigan background. And he's going to be talking so much crap and hating on Ryan Day and hating on the Buckeyes. So I actually made sure that I wasn't even there when that show went on, because it was, I guess, pretty short and sweet. And me and Dane, we went by. We went over to St. John Arena to get inside to hang out before the skull session started. I was talking to him. He was telling me how he has never been to one since he was involved in them as a player. So we walked in there. We were both big fans of old college basketball barns. So we did a little fan Instagram live that you might have watched. We were having a good time, joking around about the arena, why they don't play there anymore, how we wish they could, and leading into the skull session. So we were there. We went back. And by the time like our tailgate was winding down, it was getting crazy with people, but it was still a mixed bag of Buckeye and Tennessee fans. So I wasn't sure what to do, but we did that last stage announcement, and it was just as revved up as I've ever seen it, just with it being pitch black, and you are going in to such a massive college football game with two fan bases like Ohio State and Tennessee prevalent when you looked out into the crowd out there. So it really was nuts. But by the time we got to that game and everything started to roll, and obviously the game went the way that it did, and the Buckeyes started fast, and that was the team that we've been missing, right? That was the team that we needed to see. When it was all said and done, people kept talking about how the takeover was real, and oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. People were saying that there were 40,000 Tennessee fans. It's kind of hard to tell when it's orange and scarlet. They kind of blend together. There didn't seem to be like any one block section that was all orange. It was kind of peppered, like mixed all throughout the stadium. So I don't know. I don't ultimately know what the exact number was, but my hunch, my guess is that there was 25% Tennessee fans, which is a good number if you're going on the road. But with all the talk, and, you know, I actually commend them. I'm not going to talk any crap to the Tennessee fans. We had some laughs. We had some jokes in the postgame show about how long ago would that have been when they left in the middle of the fourth quarter? Okay, you should be heading through Cincinnati. Maybe you just went by Mason. You ought to stop at the Marion's Pizza there. That's pretty good. We had our jokes. But to be honest, to show up like that, to make the trip, to come up and enjoy this, I think that's what you should have been doing as a big-time fan base. And the only thing that hadn't really been discussed, if the shoe was on the other foot, what would the Buckeye fan base have done if that was at Neyland Stadium? We would have been doing the Horseshoe South stuff. I think we would have showed up to your city, to your town, to your environment the same way that you guys did up here, because this would have been something that no one wanted to miss, right? If Ohio State was the road team for the squad that they had and their projections and their expectations this year, that would have put maybe a little bit of a damper on it, because we were not expecting to lose to Michigan. That's still a thing. That's still a topic of conversation. Just because the Buckeyes hammered Tennessee 42-17 is all just perfect. In the Buckeye football world, Kirk Herbstreit wants it to be that way. I don't know if that absolutely is that way. We still have more football to play. And that's what's going to be fun about this. You know, it is fun. There is a lot of passion. There is a lot of trash talk from fan bases. There is Jack Sawyer on the sideline, jawing at Tennessee players before the game starts. A lot of talk was put out about that. Tennessee fans chirping about how, we want to ban flag planting. No, we don't. No, we don't. Some silly politician decided to throw that out there. Nobody wanted that. We all think it's utterly ridiculous. We don't want you to plant flags on our field. I understand how you're going to try to do that when you win a big game over here, and that's up to the Buckeyes to either stop it by winning the game or just to go have Jack Sawyer rip the flag right out of your hands and then run away with it. But he's kind of becoming he's already been Captain Buckeye, and I love hearing that guy talk. This was him real quick after the game because I love his Southern accent, even though he's our Ohio State Buckeye and getting another shot at Oregon.
It means everything. Oregon's a great football team, and we know we got a big challenge ahead of us, but that's what we love. This team's just so resilient. We bounce back after tough losses, and, man, we got some steam after this one. I'm really excited for us.
Jack sort of got carte blanche. You know what? He wears it on his sleeve. He's been here a long time. He played his heart out against Michigan. He's doing everything that he can do, and he played unbelievable football. He and JT Tuimoloau. Those are the defensive ends that we've been looking to see for years, and they had that performance. And if they keep doing that, that's going to be a nice little wrinkle for the Buckeyes going forward. All right, I'm going to tell you guys why Ohio State alum Kirk Herbstreit might not even have to worry about the lunatic fringe after all. Might be something else that'll get him. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Final deadline to enroll is January 15th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Hey, Ohio State fan, are you ready for game day? Get hyped and get your crew going with the Buckeye Meal at BK. For $20, you'll get 1 juicy flame grilled Whopper sandwich, 1 original chicken sandwich, 2 mouthwatering cheeseburgers, 3 crispy golden small fries, and 3 refreshing small drinks. Grab your $20 Buckeye Meal today and share the taste of victory. At BK, have it your way. You rule. Limited time only at participating Ohio area restaurants. Tax extra. BK is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
I love the neighborhood where I grew up, but it was tough.
Ohio State championship quarterback Cardale Jones.
Football helped me find my direction, but I also needed the right support system. I remember seeing that CareSource heart around town and just knowing they had my back. That's the kind of difference they still make in neighborhoods like mine. And that means the world to so many children today. My name is Cardale Jones, and I was a CareSource kid.
CareSource, your Medicaid, your choice. Visit caresource.com/Medicaid.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Get ready, Buckeye fans. Donato's just added something special to the pizza playbook. Introducing Donato's new Block O pizza. Donato's golden thin crust cut in that trademark Block O shape, loaded with crispy pepperoni, smoked provolone cheese, and Buckeye Spirit. It's the perfect pizza for game day or any day in Buckeye country. Now get a Block O pizza for just $10 with any pizza purchase. Order today with the Donato's app or at donatos.com.
When you share your food, you share your heart. So what's on your table this holiday season? Save on your festive feast at Kroger with delicious deals on all the holiday classics. Or wow the crowd with something new, like a quinoa stuffed butternut squash. It's sure to add a pop of color to your spread. How about a sweet potato casserole with a crunchy oat streusel topping, made with care for the sweet tooth and the savory tooth? With Kroger, fill your table with love and watch as your guests' hearts get as full as their bellies. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Z Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today.
Visit BuckeyeKubotaDealers.com to find a dealer near you.
Don't miss a minute of the Ohio State football postseason presented by CareSource, Kroger, and State Farm. Celebrate the culmination of the 2024 season with all of Buckeye Nation and follow along on the official athletic site. From the opening postseason kickoff to the final whistle in Atlanta, we have you covered. It's the 2024 Ohio State football postseason presented by CareSource, Kroger, and State Farm. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/postseason central now for more information. Go Bucks!
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, Central Ohio. I'm 10 Weather Impact meteorologist Michael Behrens. If your latest forecast, rain back in the picture this evening. Showers increasing in coverage as we head toward midnight tonight and continue into the early AM of Tuesday. Temperatures will fall into the mid-30s. A few wet flakes may be possible, especially northeast of Columbus. Temperatures Tuesday, low 40s, cloudy skies, a little bit of light rain possible. That continues on Christmas Day. Temperatures back to the 50s to end the week. That's your latest 10 Weather Impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens on 97.1 The Fan.
Broadcasting live from DeVere Posey's wonderful Cologne Emporium, also known as the Fan Studio. This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Happy Festivus, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all you fine Buckeye fans out there. Timmy Hall with you. Got my man Coley B back there running things. Appreciate you, man. It's been nice working with you. You've been here for half the year. You're an Ohio State guy. You're a Columbus guy. You spent some time in St. Louis. It's been great getting you over here.
I know, man, dude. I've been wanting to work here since, I think, 2018.
Yeah.
Is when I really started listening. I became an everyday listener to this station the summer of Urban Meyer heading into that football season.
That's cool. The Dwayne season.
Yeah,
May he rest in peace.
And so the timing of it just eventually worked out, but it's been a weird journey getting here, but it's good for storytelling.
When you were in one of Nicole Kraft's classes over at Ohio State, right?
Yes, I was. And you and Beamer came and spoke.
Man, that's incredible. That is wild because she, for some reason, had me back a second time to try to mold young minds.
You did such a great job.
And I want to apologize to anyone. Like, we got the show here. I get it. It's 6:19. You might be in the car getting home from your commute, even though things are kind of different now with the holidays, but you finished up some shopping. Maybe you got back in and you don't want to be done with the show, but you want to change the way you watch it. You can throw us on YouTube if you're done listening to the radio version. And I apologize because I realized this yesterday. I went out with my wife, Sarah, to get a cup of coffee and get some espresso beans for someone else's Christmas gift. I hope to God they're not listening right now. They're not. I went to the restroom and I looked in the mirror and I said, my God, I look like a bum. I look like I'm homeless. I was wearing this same hoodie. I was wearing this Golden State Warriors homage hoodie that I got in a mystery pack. I tried it one time. The second one was a Philadelphia Eagles hoodie, which is possibly one of the worst hoodies a guy like me could get, being a Washington fan.
I'm about to say.
It was horrible, so I gave it to Heather. Yeah, this weekend, too, that was great. I gave that hoodie away, but I'm wearing this one. I realized how just awful I looked, so I do apologize for that. But you guys can check us out on YouTube and get into the comments right there. But that was a long time ago when I went into that classroom with Beamer, because it was years earlier that I did the same thing with Beanie when I was doing the show with him.
Wow. Yeah, so it was definitely pre-COVID.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to say spring of 2019.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And maybe the show, it was 2 years before that when I popped over there when Beanie was still banging with us.
How about this, too? Like a total Stooge fanboy. I wore my Man and Bone NBA Jam t-shirt when I knew that you guys were coming in.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I probably noticed that at the time. We probably cracked a joke about that. But you guys are all fantastic, and you guys asked so many good questions and were inquisitive. And who would have thought? Who would have thought, right? People are always asking and always curious about how they get into this industry. First, there's a warning, right? Like there's a warning that is issued where you never know how it's going to go, and you got to go into it with an open mind. But to see you and another guy like Jacob Reimer, who has just started up this year, Rhyme Time, big UNC Tar Heel fan here, it's been great. But also to everybody that's listening, I'll just get it out of the way right now. I love you guys. I want to thank you so much for making this show a part of your day, listening to the podcast, watching it on YouTube, and the other shows that I pop on. If you watch those and listen to those too, and if you're a fan, I really do appreciate it. And whenever I'm out and about, like I talked about in the first segment, doing those stage shows or appearances at Hollywood Casino throughout Ohio State football season, I love hanging out with you guys. And if you come up and say, hey, if you see me out in town, I appreciate that. You know, I really do. I enjoy it. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a really good holiday. Now, Cole, you're a Notre Dame guy too, so I know you and Bodie, you know, you had some fun watching the win over Indiana. And it was at the end of that game where the conversations here stopped being just about the football games, and we have what was wild to me, the guys that work for the networks that are putting all of this on, and they're the big part of it, started to steer the narrative over, okay, now we got to blast the system that we're just starting. So it was about Sean McDonough just ripping Indiana to shreds. It was honestly a little bit weird at the end of that game, and I know you were watching. And then the Herb Street stuff that would just take over the entire weekend, where it's either the Ryan Day crap, making fun of Ohio State fans that have any kind of expectations about where the program is going. Like, as a fan, you're not allowed to have conversations with your friends about whether you want a coach to be around anymore. Is this just normal life? Like, it's sports, right? You're a fan. You might have a thought bubble about whether a coach has run his course or not. That's not crazy to me. Like, that, none of that is. And then Kirk jumping on it as well, like blasting Indiana and blasting anyone for just looking at a team that won 11 games but didn't beat anybody. It just seemed weird, like it took over the whole thing this weekend.
Yeah, and look, the 4-team playoff had a huge issue with blowouts, and so the solution that they had was to bring worse teams into the playoffs, and now we still have a bunch of blowouts. So, unsurprisingly, we haven't escaped that. I think from the McDonough and Herb Street perspective, I think it's pretty self-serving because I think they want to call competitive games, and they're not getting them. But it's the perspective of, like, what's the point of the playoffs? Because I think some people view it as it's all about finding the top 12. No, the whole point is to find the final one. And so the way that we have it,
exactly,
you have 134 teams. So the only way to do it is to compartmentalize it geographically, where you have to win your region and then play all the other teams that won their region. So for the Alabamas, the Ole Misses, the South Carolinas, they had 3 months to show that they were on Georgia and Texas and Tennessee's level, and they didn't.
They didn't. You're going to talk about wins, right? But you're just going to ignore that you have 3 losses. At what point would the cutoff be?
Exactly.
When would the cutoff be? Like, if you had 2 massive wins that were as good as anybody else's 2 wins, but you had 4 losses, were you going to let Alabama have another one? Like, if they lost to Kentucky at the same time? Like, pick another 6 or 7 win team or a 5-win team in the SEC that you would have allowed them to lose to, but still just put them in because they're one of the best teams, clearly. No, they're not one of the best teams, clearly. That's why they lost 3 times.
Exactly. And look, I am brand biased guy. So if Alabama played Indiana, if Alabama played SMU, I'm pretty positive if they played 10 times, Alabama would win the majority of the time. But you don't get a million mulligans. Like, at some point, it's not about just do you make the 12-team playoff. Are you worthy of competing for a championship? And the answer is no.
Before I tell you about who Herb Street needs to be looking out for right now, I want to tell you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. Yes, indeed. It is the holidays. You guys know that. A time of love and joy. And if you suffer from that dreaded acronym, erectile dysfunction, or ED, the season can be tough on you. If you and your partner are experiencing struggles because of ED, change it up. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating that ED and restore your relationship. Tri-State Men's Health, they've got treatments with success rates over 90%. They've got some treatments that can have you lasting an hour or more. I mean, you're getting more than halfway through Christmas vacation at that time. You can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You know, however you like to do it. They've got an expert staff. They've got 2 lovely locations here in Central Ohio. In Westerville, Tyvus is going to start up on the low T treatment at that one. He's been there already. Shot in the ace for him, quick and painless. I go to the one in Hilliard. The facilities are beautiful. They make you feel nice and at home, and they're very comfortable. And if you're like a lot of men, you could be doing it the day after your appointment. So check them out at tristatemenshealth.com. All right. So, Shannon Sharp, you heard the stuff about Herbie and Fowler blasting First Take specifically for having thoughts that Ryan Day could be done if they don't accomplish more, if Ohio State doesn't win the national championship. And Shannon Sharp came out swinging on their show.
I'm going to be a good teammate. I'm going to let it slide. Everybody's at ESPN, because had you not taken the route you taken, I would have lit their ass up. But I'm going to let it slide. You know what, guys? Congratulations, Ohio State. You won the game. But, hey, if we're going to be on the same team, if we're going to work for the same network, don't do that. Kurt, Chris Fowler, I promise you, if you ever mention anything, any platform that I'm on again and talking about, I wonder what they're going to say in negativity, I promise you, ESPN ain't got enough bosses to keep me off y'all for what I'm going to say. So I'm going to let y'all slide today. I'm going to turn it over to D.O. before I get myself in trouble. But don't play with me.
Take it, D.O. Take it. You don't want to wind up on Instagram Live, not Shannon Sharp's version of it. He actually took it easy because Stephen A., you can find that on social as well, but he kind of went right back at it and say, I didn't stutter. I said if Ryan Day doesn't win the national championship, then he's got to go. And you know what? I watch Stephen A., and I do find out how entertaining he always is. So, guys, Merry Christmas. Thank you. We got the best of show here. You don't want to miss it. It'll end at 7:30 with me and my son, Jack Hall, doing a little father-son radio. So that's tomorrow night at 6. Don't miss that. Jackets hockey against the Canadians up next on The Fan.
Shop Meijer for thousands of last-minute gifts without any shipping. All ready for pickup in-store today. Choose from select board and card games like Jenga and Guess Who, now just $10 or less. Save on select Lego playsets, now 30% off. And Melissa and Doug toys are 25% off. Get everything you need for the holidays in one stop at Meijer. And make your festive season a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. See app for full terms.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com or stop in today at the